Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free, impartial advice on all your debt.
Andrew McCART, IFL TV, in association with MTK Global. Whew. I'm here with the winner, Jack Rafferty. Jack, I spoke to you there when you were seeing the doctor, man. That was some pace you and Tom put on there for 8 rounds. Yeah. I mean, it was a great fight for me to watch as a fan. I enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I loved it, you know. They're the sort of fights I want. Tom was a tough kid, you know. Brought a lot to bring out of my game, you know. He had a lot of things.
That's what I've got this one.
Yeah, he was a top fight.
Was there a moment at that time in the fight, where you thought, you know what, I'm hurting him, I've pushed him up against the rope, that you thought the stoppage was coming at any point?
I thought the stoppage was coming, you know, then he came back tenfold and he brung it onto me, you know, then I brung it onto him, you know, it was like cat and mouse, wasn't it, you know. We both, you know, brought the best out in each other, and credit to Tom, you know, and he stuck in there. Again,
a tough kid, a fight that you need to progress in your career. So what are you hoping for? What's next for you?
You know another good test. You know, maybe a 10-rounder, or you know, a title, or whatever's available. You know, I'll be staying fit over Christmas and straight back after New Year, wanting these big fights.
Talking about big fights, I think Lee Eaton put a post out last night at the Ultimate Boxing when Sam Jones mentioned Florian Marku. I think your name was mentioned. Now, is that a fight you would like?
Yeah, definitely. You know, he's obviously got a good name, and I believe I want them type of fights. I believe I'm better than him, and you know, hopefully after the new year I can get that sorted.
Definitely. Well, Tom Hill's here. Tom, I don't know if you can squeeze in there beside him. I'll do something. That's all right. Don't worry. I'll get this. I'll fix this camera. There we go. That's perfect. The 2 years. Tom, I said to Jack there, that was a great fight for me to watch. I loved every second of it and I enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it as well?
Yeah, it was a great fight. Just didn't have that little bit extra that I needed to get back at him. Like you said, he was coming at me, he was hitting me, and then I was turning it around, I was getting him back, but I didn't have that extra bit of to get back at him. He was a good kid, you know what I mean? Strong kid, game kid. So a great fight.
Was it the strength? Because looking at you two in the ring, it felt like Jack was the stronger man in there, and he everything you were throwing at him, he was sort of like taking it on the gloves, he was catching it, taking it on the chin, but he kept on coming forward. Was there a moment in that fight you're like, I can't get this guy off me?
No, I expected it from him. I've watched him obviously many times in the lead up to this. I expected it 100%. I just expected to have that little bit more, just to be able to, once I'd hit him, just step on him and hurt him that bit more, but I didn't have that extra gear, so it just made for a great fight, didn't it?
Well, it was a great fight. I think the fans on IFL TV would have absolutely loved the fight. I think there was over 10,000 people watching you. So it was almost like a stadium fight, but just the crowd, what the fans weren't there. So 10,000 fans watching on IFL TV at that point is not a bad shout, is it, Jack?
No, definitely not. You know, I want to be, hopefully when this is all over and done with, I can get selling tickets again. You know, I want to be fighting in front of them crowds.
Let me just check your head's in there. Yeah, you're in there. Do you think that fight deserved the crowd?
Yeah, definitely. You know, obviously Tom can sell tickets, I can sell tickets. You know, obviously it can bring more to our game. Obviously, that's what the crowds want to see.
Yeah, well, if there's a crowd in there, you can see the pace that it was in there already. If there's a crowd on our backs, pushing him on, pushing me on, you'd have only seen more from us, I think. So when we get the crowds back in there, it just make for better nights.
Well, if you get back to winning ways and you keep winning and there's titles involved, man, I for one, as a selfish point of view, wouldn't mind seeing that fight again. Maybe for a title down the line, a British title. Who knows? Would you like to do it again?
Yeah, you know, obviously if something good was in front of us both, you know, bring more to our game, I could expect a 10 times better fight.
Yeah, exactly the same, mate. If it's right, it's right, innit? I'd love to do it again, but like you say, we want to move on to other things, and we've got to rebuild now. So maybe down the line, we'll see it again.
Hey, see, there we go. This is what it's all about. This is what boxing's all about, isn't it, Steve? So, listen, I know where a couple of Corona bottles are stashed in the hotel in the fridge, so we can go and grab some Coronas if you're up for it.
I'm at work tomorrow.
After party back at Red Car, eh?
There we go, after play. Well, guys, I won't keep you much longer. Cracking fight. Like I said, I enjoyed every single second of it. Thanks for doing that, man. That's what we're doing, and thanks for doing this interview. I mean, this is what boxing's all about. You can knock 10 shits out of each other, man. You're all cut, you're all bruised. Do you know what I mean? But you're pals at the end of the day, which is good to see.
Yeah, just wish them all the best for the future, and that's that.
Well done, guys.
Spot on, mate.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free impartial advice on all your debt.